Welcome to this incredible episode about Cameroon. We're going to be talking about Cameroon because there's a lot to unpack and unravel as we go on with this whole nightmare scenario. And declaring Paul Biya as the winner of the presidential election was a disaster because that was not the people's will. And a lot of things have been unraveling throughout the days, and we are watching and seeing who the friends of Cameroon are and who the enemies of Cameroon are. And we're paying attention very closely to see what is really happening, because if any country says they are friends with Cameroon, then they have to respect the people of Cameroon, because on October 12th, the people of Cameroon went out massively to declare their voice and to say what they feel is right for them. And they needed someone who is going to speak for them, who is going to understand how people feel on the forefront of all the challenges that they face in the country. So they're watching to see who is for Cameroon or who is against Cameroon. Because right now the Cameroonian people understand that Paul Biya Bivondo is the problem we have. Not just him, but his entourage. Everybody in the regime. That includes people like Ferdinand Ngoh, Atanganji, and the rest. I just watched a video and I saw a picture too of Ferdinand Ngoh with Italian ambassador, and instead of President Paul Biya receiving him at the today, it was Ferdinand Ngoh. So which begs the question, is Ferdinand Ngoh the president of Cameroon instead of Paul Biya? Because there was a video circulating on social media now of Paul Biya in Washington, D.C. during the Africa-US Summit in 2022 with Joe Biden. And he was on stage and he could not say anything. He was just asking, is there anybody important in this room? And he was asking some kind of crazy question. And it's like asking, what is he supposed to say? Is he supposed to speak? Bro, a whole head of state, and these are the people that are there negotiating deals for our country. What are they signing? What are they saying? Like, no wonder our countries are being ripped apart. And that does not only end in Cameroon, because, yeah, Cameroon is a nightmare right now, but a lot of African countries as well. I mean, maybe some other countries might have good negotiators, but bro, what we have in Cameroon is a mess. And who knows? Maybe it was Ferdinand Ngoh who was in the ballot box, and all this fraud in the name of Paul Biya was for Ferdinand Ngoh. Who knows? But let's just keep all those theories aside. What we got to be focused on is strategy. My people, I beg everybody, I'm pleading with you all, let us be strategic in every approach that we take in this moment. We have to be strategic. I'm from the southwest region of Cameroon, like I always say on my videos. And I know what happened in 2016. And we are still experiencing the same thing up to today. The crisis got worse. I mean, things are a little better right now, but we have gone through a lot for about 9 years, going to 10 years now. So I really understand what it takes to overcome some tough moment. We have experienced the loss of loved ones, and you can't even go out, ghost towns and all this, so on and so forth. So I know what is happening. And you see some people, instead of looking for the solution to the problems, they instead created more problems. They created more problems to solve. And in the long term, you realize that a lot of them were more about personal benefit rather than the community or the country's interests or the people's will. And what they did was they started telling lies because they use your emotions to get the best out of you. They started telling you lies because they know lies are believable and the truth hurts. But we have to be a people of the truth, and we have to say it as it is. And don't be scared, because if you say something, someone is going to say the contrary or oppose that or that's your opinion. But at the same time, understand that we have different approach when it comes to any subject matter. We have to know that there are different approaches. But in the long run, if we understand that we have a goal, and the goal is to get Paul Biya out, we have to come together. What are some of the processes that we have to start implementing that will help us achieve that goal? Because it is a destination, but in order for you to get to that destination, you have to have a road map or a route to get to that destination. You can't just wake up one morning and you are there. So you have to be strategic in every approach you take. Like in my previous videos, I said, Yaoundé have to feel the heat, because the way the system of Cameroon operates, every other town in the eyes of Paul Biya is irrelevant as far as there is peace in Yaoundé, because everything is centralized towards Yaoundé. Yaoundé got all the power. Every other region in Cameroon get instructions from Yaoundé. So Yaoundé have to feel the heat. If Yaoundé feels the heat, a lot of those ministers will start thinking twice, and they're going to understand that their safety is going to be something challenging. And trust me, most of those guys, you think they care about the country? They care about themselves more than the country. They don't even think about you. So we have to understand all this and know how we take this thing forward. A lot of people are fed up. A lot of people are frustrated. A lot of people are tired. I'm tired. We are all tired. But we have to know that we cannot get Paul Biya out with the same level of thinking that he's using to stay or remain in power. Because what they do is they're going to bully you, and they're going to wait for time, because they know that with time, you're going to be calm. They knew everything. Every move they make is a calculated move. That's why you see they had to move the election results proclamation to Monday. Because they understood that it's going to calm down the nerves of Cameroonians. But a lot of us are still mad. But they're seeing, as time goes on, people are kind of like, man, they're giving up. They're like, oh man, is it even possible again? You start doubting yourself. That's the whole psychology game. They want you to doubt yourself. But we have to understand all these mind games they're playing and know that, oh, they're not going to threaten us. Because all this tone that is someone like Ataranji Paul is going to come out and start threatening people, talking how people who are talking out or protesting are banger smokers, people with drugs, influenced by drugs. All this have to change. You just listen to the people who are ruling the country speak. They're not saying anything that is going to, bring change to the country. I'm telling you, a lot of these military guys are suffering. And this is the time for them to pick a side. They put a policeman in Cameroon. This is the time where you have to choose your family over your ancestor. Someone who is old enough to be most of your grandparents. He's commanding and instructing you to go kill your brother and you go shoot your brother. So what if you go out to go shoot somebody that is protesting, and in the process you kill your wife and children? What are you going to say? We have to put our guns down. If they send you to go do that thing, why don't you resign? Why don't you have the balls to step down as policemen? Just imagine all the policemen in Cameroon say, no, we're not going to kill our brothers and sisters. We're going to step down as policemen. What is going to happen? You think those guys are going to have people to go do the dirty work? The reason why they're still sitting in Yaoundé is because they know that when they say move, people move. When they say do this, you can do it. But if they open their mouth and they say, hey, this is what you guys got to do, and everybody say, no, we're not going to go shoot our brothers and sisters. We're not going to do that. We love our country and we are patriotic citizens. Before we became policemen, we're Cameroonians first before a policeman. And we understand what it means to be a Cameroonian. You got to love the nation, and you got to understand that the nation lives. You're going to die and Cameroon is still going to remain. That's just the truth. So we have to understand all these things before we take any decision and any action towards, removing Paul Biya, because the truth is Paul Biya must go. And do we have the balls to do it? That's a big question. Do we have the balls to take Paul Biya out of office? We have to think about these things. We have started this thing and people are already, giving up. Is this the kind of attitude that our ancestors or our forefathers fought for the liberation of Cameroon? Is this what they had to go through? Yeah, they went through trials and tribulations in the hands of France. Even though France was smart, to give them sugarcane, but in the process told them, I can produce sugar for you. So they had to gain independence, but guess what? Those factories were gone and they had all the raw materials. What did they have to do? They had to call back their colonial masters to come back in the process of investment. We're still suffering till today. All those big multinational companies, where are they from? Mostly European. And do they have the interest of Africa? No. They have the interest of Europe. Take all African resources to Europe and they're building the European countries while Africans are suffering. But sometimes we just get so emotional. And when someone says something that is factual, we go against that person because we believe we have a different point of view, which is better. When someone says something, if you think you disagree with the person, it's okay to disagree. I'm not saying that I'm going to say something right here and you have to agree with everything I say. Everybody got a different point of view and it's normal, it's okay. But when you have a different argument or a different point of view, a different idea, why don't you voice it out? Instead of just saying what someone is talking about is invalid and you're quiet, you're not saying anything. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. In my previous video, I got attacked by multiple people talking about the English part of Cameroon and talking about how I've not come out to acknowledge the death of the people of the English part of Cameroon, the southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon. I'm from the southwest of Cameroon. I lived through this crisis. I understand what my people are going through. We've lost our loved ones. So I know this firsthand. I've been there. I've gone through the process. I know how tough it is. Taking away your freedom, your liberty and stuff. And at the same time, we were supposed to be fighting the oppressors, which is led by Paul Biya Bondo Bartholomew. But in the process of this, we became the oppressors to our own people. We started oppressing people, kidnapping people for ransom. The people we were supposed to protect, serve, we turn our guns, our weapons against them. Why? Because they have no guns. And the people you're supposed to be fighting, you feel like they have ammunition. And maybe your ammunition might not work there. So you had to concentrate your ammunition to the people. Let's think straight. Let's focus and understand that the goal is the regime. Cameroon is going to be in a way better place with Tchiroma Bakari as our president. So we have to come together. This thing is not one person fight. It's our fight as Cameroonians. Yeah, you might have contrary reaction. And then in the long run, realize God damn, how did I get to that point? But we have to slow down and think. Like I said, Tchiroma is the best person to take us forward. But we have to think, how are we going to get there? He's won the election. He is the people's choice. The people are mad. The people are angry. Okay? Let's come together, find a solution. Because there are going to be some people who are going to come out to sabotage this movement. There are going to be some people who are going to come as friends of the movement. Put yourself in a critical roles of the movement. And guess what? When they're intertwined with the movement and they're involved, what they're going to do is they're going to start putting bad seeds, making people second guess themselves. And make people start doubting themselves. I'm like, is it even possible? No, it's not. Nah. And before you know it, everything goes down. And that's what happens in the Northwest and Southwest state today. We might not agree. That's why it's easy when someone says something that is contrary to popular belief or contrary to what some of the activist leaders say. They're going to come out immediately to start threatening people because they don't want those people to have a voice. And these are the people we come out to say they have our interests at heart. You have to think critically. Don't just hear because people are saying sweet things that are going to move you. You believe that, he has or she has my interests or the interests of the people at heart. I want you to think very critically before you come to that resolution because it's very important. We have been misled. So I don't want this to go through the same process because guess what? We're not going to succeed. And it's going to be a disaster. They didn't even do this. We start pointing fingers. And that is what the regime wants. That is what Paul Biya and his regime wants. For us to fight among ourselves, argue, don't have no resolution, don't think. But now is the time where we have to, come together and start thinking. Paul Biya must go. This is what unites us together right now. Whether we have different beliefs or different ideas, but we know that the country is not better. You cannot continue to deceive ourselves. The country is not better. There are a lot of things that have to improve. And it has to change right now. And we have to, Paul Biya must go. That's the ultimate. And our president, Tchiroma, must be sworn in because that is the people's will. Despite Clement Tangana, celebrating with his fellow CPDM people, talking about how he is happy for what he did, to make sure that the CPDM candidate won the presidential election. Man, the head of the Constitutional Council, Supreme Court of Cameroon, the highest, man, just thinking about all these things makes me sick. Because our country needs to be better. But how do we get there? That is a big question. How do we get there? And we got to be real. Is it by protest? We have people in the military. We have brothers and sisters in the military. Some of you have military guys at the top level. The colonel and some of them are generals. Who knows? It's time we use our military and let our military show us that they are serving us. Because I've heard a lot of statements from the military personnel saying, they're not going to point your guns against the people that they serve the people of Cameroon. Now is the time for you to prove it. Are you really the Cameroon military or your Biya'S militia? You got to tell us the truth because now we're watching very closely. From now, you're slowly drifting towards the direction of Biya'S militia. You're not drifting towards the part of the people. You have to do the needful. See what happened in Madagascar. The military had to intervene and listen to the people. We need the Cameroon military to listen to the people of Cameroon. Yeah, there are going to be some black legs in the military. You have to be strategic. The military guys have to be strategic. Think. If the general cannot do it, the level below that, think about it. If the level below that cannot think about it, they cannot do it. The level below that, think about it. See how you can mobilize. Trust me, there are a lot of people in the military who are suffering this thing. They might not be directly involved, but they have families, they have kids, they have wives who are directly involved in the day-to-day activities and are going through the challenges on a daily basis. As Cameroonians, we are suffering from the same things. So they know what is going on. It's time for them to step up. We need the military to step up. Give the people their victory. It is very important. The Cameroon military step up and give our victory. Surrender A2D. Surrender Paul Biya in A2D. Whether it's even A2D, there are rumors coming out now that Paul Biya is not even in Cameroon. He is in Switzerland. Just imagine. Cameroon are worshipping a picture. They're worshipping Paul Biya's picture. His pictures are everywhere, ruling Cameroon. But the person controlling is Ferdinand Ngoh, pulling the shots. And we saw that on display this week. So we have to be smart and we have to understand that our backs are against the wall. And how we respond is very important. But we have to be decisive and critical and strategic in every approach we take. Because any decision we take from now on is going to make or break us as Cameroonians. And we have to be real about it. And don't lie. We should not lie ourselves. We should know what is the consequence of any action we take. And then we, think about every possible scenario before we take it. And we take it knowing that we are ready for any repercussion, any consequence that is going to come with that decision or action. Once you do that, when you get there, you're prepared. And you know that, this might come against me, but I'm ready. No matter the outcome, I'm ready to die for my country. I'm ready to do what it takes for my country. That's the mindset we have. But if you just wake up, au revoir Paul Biya, bienvenue, Tchiroma arrivé, au revoir Paul Biya, Tchiroma arrivé. You just go like that without even thinking. They're going to throw tear gas, boom, you're out of there. You're going home. So we have to think about all these things. What do we want as a people? What do you want as an individual? How does it benefit the community? How does it benefit the country? Are you living up to standard as a Cameroonian? Or are you worshipping someone who knows nothing about leadership, who have taken Cameroon to a bad place? And I see a lot of head of states are recognizing Paul Biya as the president of Cameroon. These people are not friends to Cameroon. Namely Russia, and just recently Morocco sent a congratulatory message to Paul Biya as the president of Cameroon. We the people don't think or believe he is our president. We believe Tchiroma is our president. So we believe these countries don't have the interests of the Cameroonian people at heart. And it's great that we're seeing it with our own very eyes. So now is the time for us to act, and we act decisively. Yaoundé have to feel the heat. We need the Cameroonian military, the army, and even Paul Biya's private security called B, the battalions, to join forces together and do the Cameroonian people proud. For we are counting on you guys right now. We are counting on you guys right now. You guys have to show us that you are with us, not with the regime. You don't need to take all the orders. You don't need to take orders from them. Take orders from the people you're serving. We, the fellow Cameroonians, you see, we are tired. We are tired of this oppression. We are tired of this suffering. We are tired of these people who don't even care about you and me. They send you to the front line to go kill yourself. And you still do everything to protect the regime. And to all those who were involved in the fraudulent activity during the elections, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You sold the entire country for your personal benefit. Maybe they gave you 1 million CFA or 5 million or 20 million CFA. You sold the entire nation for that. And another thing I want to say is the Northwest and the Southwest have been going through a lot. And a lot of the activists or self-proclaimed leaders misled the people of Northwest and Southwest. And that bad ideas they came about with made Paul Biya win in the Northwest and Southwest decisively by stuffing and stealing the election. Cheating, committing fraud. Why? Because they impose ghost towns in a lot of areas in the Northwest and Southwest regions. And those people from the opposition party did not have observers in those places. Why? Because it was insecure. People were scared of their own lives. You don't want to go there and you be a victim of circumstance. So what did the ruling party do? What they did was they took polling station and put it in the heart of towns or neighborhoods where the crises were really severe, because they know they had military right there. Some even in the military bar observe and listen carefully. What that person is saying to me, watch what the person is doing carefully. Because most of the times, their action speaks louder than their word. Anybody can say anything. Even, I'm saying this I'm putting myself as an example. Don't just listen to me blindly. Pay attention. Am I consistent? And anything I say, don't just listen and just say, oh, he's right. Think about it before you agree with me. Please, don't listen to me blindly. It's very important. I want you to think. Because in order for us to move forward, we have to understand each other and see how we can come together towards the main objective. But if we listen to people blindly, they're going to lie to us, deceive us. Let's think. Why do you think those people are going to come out when you say something which is right or the truth, and they're just going to condemn you and start threatening you to speak out? Because they think they have people under their arms and they can just control them anyhow. You have to serve us. If you think you're serving us, let's see that servant leadership in display. Don't just claim it and you're doing things to oppress us. Nope, we're not going to take it anymore. It is enough. It goes to all of them. If you're serving us, let's say it. Show your inner workings. Now is the time for us to come together. Let's forget about all these things. It's a process, but we have to be decisive and think smart. Think straight. Paul Biya must go. Yaoundé have to feel the heat. Cameroon military, step up. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde. Bye-bye. See you in the next video as we monitor everything in Cameroon. It is well.